Hey everybody, I'm here to talk to you today about digital signage. I'm sure everybody's seen digital signage. It's floating around, it's hanging all over all the walls outside. I'm Chip Bobbert, and so who am I and why am I here to talk to you about it? What qualifies me to have this discussion with you? Well, I'm a technical producer and a broadcast engineer with the University of North Carolina right here in Wilmington. And part of my job is to make sure content and information gets from point A to point B. And digital signage with kind of the converged market has had a way of blending into that. I also happen to be a graduate student here at UNCW, and I've had the opportunity to study digital signage from a research perspective for the last couple of projects, actually. And I've come up with some pretty good statistics. I'm going to try to share those with you guys today. Basically, let's define digital signage here when it pops up. I have a tendency to talk like an auctioneer. I apologize. So digital signage really doesn't have a fixed definition, so to speak. If you ask 50 different people, you can get 50 different definitions. But most people would really agree that it's a digital way to present old analog information. It's to take the bulletin board and put it on a digital display. The technical features of it include a display, the playback system, a content management system, and the infrastructure to connect all of this good stuff together. So when we talk about how it operates, basically the content management system and the content manager are going to be kind of in the same system, and those are going to loop together. So you generate your content on the content manager. You'll connect it together through a delivery system. You'll connect that into the actual player that sits on the machine itself, and then that appears on the display that you walk by and that you see. This gives us an opportunity to present a lot of great different things, from billboards to lobby displays to screensavers, kiosks, web streaming, mobile devices. We have a whole new way to present information and advertisements to the client or user that's walking by. But is it really effective? I don't think it is. It's kind of a train wreck right now. And the big part of the problem that we have is the way that the systems are being sold to the buyer. So the systems are being sold as these turnkey, easy to use systems that are basically anybody can use. Get this system, it's point and click, give it to your secretary, and she'll be able to make all of this advertisement revenue for you just by hanging this outside of your shop. Basically, the buyers are unaware of the actual costs involved in it, and deployments are kind of messy. They're commonly not maintained. They're frequently just powered off and not used. And the systems are often misused. There's often people in charge of these that really don't know what they're doing with them. And worst off, the content's not maintained or refreshed. This makes you look bad. Nothing worse than having stale content. So some of the statistics that we gathered, we found that of the lobby displays we use at UNCW, we found that 72% are improperly used. 48%, that's actually a wrong statistic, 50% were just powered off and not used at all. We found that 14 displays were showing poor content. And we've got examples here of how some of these are used, and these are even from around the area, from lights that are shining directly on the display to displays being powered off, the displays that are behind reflective glass that you can't really even see the display that well. So these are just some of the examples we found. Now, why should anybody care? Well, your accountant should. These cost a lot of money. These systems can cost $3,000 to $7,000 per on average, with $5,000 being the median cost. That's a lot of wasted money. If you're a large company, you might have 100 displays. If you do the math, that's $500,000 you flush down the toilet. Not only that, there's what you're losing in lost revenue. These are advertising systems. They're supposed to be selling things. They're supposed to have stuff over there informing your clients, giving people opportunities to buy products and see what you're making. If you're not working properly, you're not doing that. You're not achieving that. But don't run away yet. There is an opportunity. There's value in digital signage. You can use this product to reach a large audience. There is a labor savings with using this over analog systems, and there is the opportunity to underwrite the systems and generate revenue. The main thing I want everyone to take away from this is to use a business plan. Don't listen to the sales rep. Don't just go out there and buy a system because it sounds easy and you think your secretary can make you $1 million by hanging a display outside. You want to go ahead and make yourself some metrics that can support what you're actually trying to do. You want to train your staff. I don't care how easy any system is. People need to know how to use the system. You have to actually develop a training plan and make sure that they're using the features in the system to help present your product, to help generate revenue for you. Every system requires labor. Use common sense. I can't tell you how many digital signage displays that I've gone out that I've seen mounted behind poles and walls or behind tinted glass or just outright very poor management of environmental variables. Seek a captive audience when you hang them. Look for people standing in lines, that kind of stuff. Quality is also the king. This is what you need to look at the most. The content that you put on your display needs to be as good as possible. If you're going to sell something, you don't take a cell phone picture and put it up on the display. Put up a nice picture. Help present your product in the best light it can. In conclusion, digital signage is good, but right now the way it's being used is kind of messy. So you want to make sure you develop a business plan before you deploy any system that you look at. That's basically my thing in a nutshell. And I'm also presenting a booth right outside about the same topic, so feel free to stop and talk to me if you get a minute.